Hey YouTube, how's everybody today? It's good to hear. So today we're going to talk about this kind of like hard rock band called Assemblehead and Sunburst Sound. The name of the album is in When Sweet Sleep Returned. It was released on TP Records in 2009, and yeah, these guys play some hard rock, some acid rock, some space rock, stoner rock, psychedelic folk rock. They really explore the weird kind of drug-addled genre. They pay a lot of homage to like 60s and 70s band like Pink Floyd and Grateful Dead and The Byrds, and you know, a lot of Blue Cheer, a little bit of Neil Young and the Crazy Horse. Other contemporary bands they play like is like Black Mountain, The Black Ghost, Comets on Fire, Wooden Ships. Sounds a lot. They guys have a lot of influences. I'm not really sure if they're trying to like imitate other bands or just trying to like really capture the spirit of those bands or what's really going on. But this is their third album. They've got a lot more melody on this album than they did on their previous one. On their previous album, Cranial Plan, that I had was the first album I got by them, and it had like a lot of noise, a lot of scuzz, a lot of like, you know, loud guitars, and like that's all present here, but it's got a more melodic approach to it. The tracks have more room to breathe. It's a little more spacious, but there's still all kinds of like fuzzed out guitar solos and like guitar antics going on here. But there's a lot more atmosphere on this album. It's got all these kind of cool like background keyboard sounds going on, and like, you know, good old like psychedelic stuff. It's not the most original album out there, but it's still pretty good songwriting, pretty neat production. Like, it's not the most polished record though, but it doesn't sound like shit. Like, the instruments sound like instruments. Nothing's really like all that compressed on here. It's more of like a harness kind of sound. But yeah, it's some good old like, you know, sun-baked desert rock. Lots of hazy kind of vocals on here. Lots of echoey kind of harmonies on here. You can't really tell what the lyrics are really, because it's all kind of reverbed and echoey, but the songs work anyway. From what I could tell, it's about like some girl like dragging bones over his body. Like, I don't know, probably songs about love and like, I don't know, being in the desert. I couldn't really tell what the songs decipher what they're about. But yeah, it's a good little rock band. It's got all these kind of cool sounds in the background. It sound like interstellar winds, and you know, the songs have a lot of complexity and stuff. This album is 8 songs and 41 minutes long, and it's pretty much, yeah, all the songs range from like 4 minutes, 5 minutes, like 8 minutes, so there's a lot of like, you know, they know how to stretch out their sounds and stuff. And there's like Assemblehead and Sunburst Sound is actually a trio from San Francisco, and they expanded their lineup on here to include like at least like, holy fuck, like 10 other people. Yeah, and they threw in these guys who play like theremins and moogs and like bass flutes and like an ebow drone, vibraphones, and just these people doing backup vocals, like a whole bunch of people doing vocals and harmonies, and a viola, tamboura. Like, I don't know what all these hippie instruments are, but yeah, and they're pretty renowned. Like, their previous album, Cranial Plan, also had some epic artwork on it, and this one's got some sort of like underwater scene where there's like a shark with headlights, like a shark-shaped submarine, but going to some sort of cavernous underwater place. I'll check it up. Yeah, it's pretty cool artwork, and then inside he's got this kind of hazy purpleness going on. Credits and the song listings and stuff. But yeah, if you're into that kind of like what's it called, like a psychedelic rock revival or whatever it is that's going on now, if you're just like, you know, old-timey sounding shit and stuff that plays a lot of homage to like 60s and 70s rock bands, like the ones I listed, like Neil Young, Blue Cheer, blah blah blah, totally cool stuff. I really enjoyed this album. Like, it's not the most memorable album out there, and it's not 100% original like I said, but it's still like, you know, fun to listen to. They got cool sounds, and nothing's really over the top or like trying to be too much in your face. Like, you know, it's pretty, you know, above average kind of psychedelic rock on here. It's not too pretentious to listen to. There's still a lot of fuzz and scuzz going on, guitar tangents. Yeah, they do lose some points for like lack of originality though, but the vocal harmonies sound cool, and it's got all these kind of like soaring sounds mashed with like acoustic passages and stuff like that. But Yeah, but if you want to listen to like a noisier version of this, let's go to the earlier album. I'll do a review on that later probably, because it's a lot noisier than that, a lot more blasting of guitars and amps on that album. But this album's still pretty cool. It's a little more melodic, a little more laid back, a little more matured. But yeah, cool little space rock ditty album from a band with a really long name, Assemble Head and Sunburst Sound. I really don't know what that means. Maybe it means like Sunburst Sound blew your head apart, you have to assemble it, I don't know. And when sweet sleep returned, I guess that means when the drugs wear off and you finally go back to sleep. I don't know. No idea what that means. 2009 TP record, a good record label for this kind of psychedelic weirdo kind of shit. They have a lot of instrumental bands on there too. But yeah, check you guys later.